Is it here? Is it here? I think it's here. It's here. All right, so here it is. I haven't even opened this yet, so we are both seeing this for the first time. Virgin eyes. Okay. What are we looking at? Dude. Okay, so when you order this thing, what you're gonna get in the box is obviously an aluminum clutch housing. They definitely give you some swag. So there's a little floaty thing for your keys and some stickers and a koozie. The instructions, pretty simple, straightforward. The hardware, it comes with replacement hardware for this cover here. And the hardware that's gonna hold on your clutch housing cover, the outer cover, has all changed as well. And you got two shorter bolts here and here. And another thing I noticed too, it's cast. So there's gonna be some imperfections, but the machining on this thing is actually quite nice. Now, you know, for those of us who have, you know, like the ALBA quick pins or disconnect to remove the clutch housing a little faster, this hardware, it's not gonna work for me. Somebody like me, you know, I'm in and out of here, you know, quite frequently, especially moving things around, tuning clutches and whatnot. So this is gonna go out the window for me. I am going to use the hardware to install this cover there, but I'm gonna take a gamble. I'm gonna drill these holes out. And again, if I mess this up, I could always tap and rethread and go to the next size up, but I'm gonna drill them out to 1/4 inch so I can use these as quick disconnects to maintain my quick disconnect housing. So let's see if it pays off. Okay, so once you've drilled all the holes, I drilled them out to 1/4 inch, so these quick release pins will fit. And then after that, I countersunk them so it's nice and smooth, and there's no sharp edges or anything like that. And next, you're gonna install your OEM gasket. So once you've installed the OEM gasket, you're gonna take this inner cover here, place it down, and use the supplied hardware that they gave you, which is this small bag here. Okay, so once you've installed this inner cover, it's time to test fit your outer cover. Now, I've already pre-tested this. I already know everything fits and works. And this is just gonna go in like that until you hear a snap, and it won't go anywhere. It's that simple. I'm gonna be removing these pins here and attaching them to these clips. And we'll start installing this bad boy. Let's get it. And so once you've drilled all the holes and countersunk them so they're nice and clean, it's time to install this bad boy. So, you know, you are gonna need the O-ring that goes on the back of this. And I did get new hardware for the secondary and the primary clutches, just to make sure nothing breaks. And we are gonna torque that down, but now it's time to install this bad boy, see how she looks and fits. Let's get it. You've installed it using the OEM hardware, you know, definitely checking fitment. It fit in here nicely. The couplers went on smooth, but I do see it contacting the intake manifold just slightly. So I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on that, and you know, we'll see what happens with that. But there's something that they definitely could have done, and it's this guy right here. So when you blow a belt, sometimes the cord ends up wrapping around your transmission shaft and will rip out this trans seal here. So we're gonna be installing an ALBA transmission seal cover, just to make sure that that's all protected, because I don't want to have to go in there every time I blow a belt. I don't want to have to remove my secondary or stick a camera back there and see if there's any cord. So we're just gonna put that and set it and forget it, and start wrapping this thing up. Let's get it, boys. Okay, so if you are installing a trans seal protector, once you've installed that, it's time to move on to your clutches. Start with the primary and make sure this is a completely smooth surface, all clean. Hit it with a microfiber, maybe even some you know, carb cleaner or something like that, and make sure the threads are all clean. And then install your primary and torque that down, and then install your secondary, reinstall your belt, and then move to the clutch housing cover, and we'll do that now. All right, so once you installed your clutches, primary and secondary, install the belt. Make sure there's no clearance issues. The belt went on very smoothly, no issue there. I am gonna start it and make sure that the primary is not rubbing on anything, and I'm also gonna move it just to make sure that, you know, I did line up that transmission seal cover just to make sure it wasn't contacting anything, but now's a good time before you wrap it all up, just to make sure nothing's rubbing. So let's do that now. All right, so everything seems to be working fine. Definitely double check your work, make sure there's nothing loose, hanging, all that good stuff. And now it's time to reinstall the clutch housing cover. Let's get it. All right, and that's it. I'm definitely happy with the end result, the way it turned out. The KWIK pins, it was definitely a gamble, but it was a gamble paid off. Super easy to install and remove these things, and it's gonna make changing belts a snap, right? And hopefully this clutch housing will survive a few blown belts at wide open throttle. Well, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. We're actually going out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that video. We're gonna be testing out these parts, those parts, and definitely having fun and creating some memories. Well, we'll see you on the next one. Keep your shiny side up. Peace.